Good everyone. Thanks for joining me. Today I'm just going to talk about the reason why we meditate and the reason why we really have this flaw in our system. A flaw that was once a boon. The very reason for our survival as a species is a thing that is somewhat difficult to deal with in the present day. Our greatest achievement kind of becomes our greatest flaw, and the internet is one aspect of that. And basically, the deal is that from what I understand, listening to Curiosity Stream, we survived when the Neanderthals didn't, because we were more social. We were more technological and we were more social. So we're not just a hominid that's, we're not just a hominid that happens to do hominid things. We're a hominid that also is even more technologically advanced or more technologically inclined and more social than even all the hominids around us. And so even though the Neanderthals were as smart as us, as intelligent as us, and stronger than us, the reality was they didn't have the large family groups that we did, or large tribal groups, whereas we're willing to administrate tribes, or at least have tribes of 100, 150 people, where we were interested, it seems, in communication and then writing, then administration of very large numbers of us. And once you get to that point, we become dominant. And in that intermixing of large numbers of Homo sapiens, we also get that massive increase in technology. So just think things that we might think simple, but the spear thrower, for instance, was something that made a huge difference. The ability to essentially extend the arm of the thrower using this sort of spear throwing thing allowed us to throw the spear almost twice as far, and that made a huge difference when it came to hunting. We're also incredibly good at that communication, so we can hunt in these large groups, and this is a classically human thing that you might find yourself doing. We're very patient at, we might consider it projects in these days. We're very patient at hunting at prey. We're over many hours, we can just pursue that same thing. And that's why you can sit in front of a computer for hours and concentrate, because you're hunting exactly. I mean, this is probably a little bit of an over extrapolation, but it feels the same psychologically. You're there, you're stalking your prey, you're just jogging along, pushing your prey further and further until it tires out. That's what humans do. We're very good at hunting in that way, apparently. So I guess the point is that the reason why we have to meditate, the reason why we have to control information consumption so much, is that we're such a highly specialized creature for the process of producing this technological world that is a highly informatic, highly mechanical world. That was always what we did. That's why we hear Neanderthals aren't. Back in the day, it was more about large tribes and better spear throwing, better communications and probably better overall technology about how to prepare food and find better hunting grounds and all the rest of it through our large tribes. And these days, it's obviously the internet and everything that comes from it. And so, of course, the internet is inevitable to some extent from a human perspective. It's sort of our greatest and most human achievement to create this internet where it allows us to socialize. The very thing that made us successful allows us to do that on a global scale, that every person, every human can interact with every other human. But it comes at a cost. And the cost basically is that you need to spend a lot of time regulating that information flow. In the same way that we're highly specialized, eat lots of sugar, but you have too much sugar, you get diabetic and a whole host of other issues. Same kind of thing happens with information diet. If you consume poor quality information, and that means, highly emotive information, stuff that's not true, stuff that's more about the details of the human experience rather than the foundations of the universe, then, you'll end up in a situation you can't escape from, where you can't escape to the present moment. And the truth is the present moment is all there is. It's all the solace to be found. It's a place where life is lived, according to Sam Harris, and I tend to agree with him. So in order to get to the present moment, meditation is obviously a part of that, or some mindfulness practice, but I would argue that the foundation of it is in fact a good information diet, which means, what does that mean? It means highest quality information, lowest quantity of information, those two things. And that produces a settled mind that's able to focus on the present moment. And obviously that high quality information allows us to interact with the world physically in the best way, because high quality information to me is the stuff that's true and accurate and is about either the foundations of the universe and ourselves, or about the immediate surroundings, including us. So you do that, then there's a possibility of finding our way back to the present moment and being content there. The reality is I don't see any other way of any lasting happiness, because the truth is, as a mortal, we've always got to contend with the fact that we're sandwiched between nothingness and eternity, and loss and pain and all the rest of it. The human experience is just that. So the way forward, I think, is just to have a good information diet and to get it done from there. Anyway, well, thanks for listening, guys. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.